Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Zaron.
Elizabeth.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
I have a really important question for you.
I'm all ears.
Do you know what is ridiculous?
I'm so glad you asked. You came to the right source.
I figured I had.
So in Kentucky, Elizabeth.
Ridiculous.
These cops, they were sitting there outside like a liquor store, and they noticed a man who had just come out of the liquor store was down the ways, and he was slumped over, like looks like he like passed out at the story put it, at the controls of his brown vehicle. And as a result, the man, 48-year-old, he was arrested for being under the influence. But since he was on a vehicle, they arrested him for galloping under the influence because his vehicle was a horse.
Oh, when he said behind the controls of his brown vehicle, I was like, did someone take the Wienermobile out while drunk? But this is even better, a horse?
It was at 6 p.m. on a Thursday.
An RUI.
So apparently he got off work maybe, but it was like around the off work hours. And he was spotted riding on the sidewalk, and then the cops performed a traffic stop of the man on horseback. And he was apparently smelled of alcohol, had bloodshot eyes, speech slurred, all the classic signs.
Yeah.
He told police he just left the liquor store and was just headed home. And then, the horse's saddle was like sitting there. He's got the liquor bag like near the saddle with him. And apparently they performed a series of field sobriety tests. Now, I didn't know this, but it seemed to me that it would have to be the horse was drunk, since the horse is the only one doing the operating. I mean, really, what can you do? I guess you can use the reins to steer the horse into traffic, but the horse ain't an idiot. He's not going to go running into oncoming traffic.
Who knows?
He? Anyway.
Who knows?
Ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Do you want to know what else is ridiculous?
I live for it.
Trying to get one over on Canadian teachers.
Ooh.
Oh. This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
I know you heard that.
There's really nothing like those 80s, 90s corporate raider, finance, lawyer, party boys. Am I right?
Are we cocaine dealers?
Yeah, totally.
They're totally the best then.
They're the best.
I'm making money off this?
If you're a coke dealer, they're the best. Like, I'm talking about like slick back hair, sharp suits, expensive cologne, like a big old watch.
Yeah.
No moral compass.
So junior Gordon Geckos.
Yes, those dudes. And there's a certain strata of them, like a certain circle of hell inhabited by a flavor of these guys.
If only Dante knew about that.
The Ponzi schemers.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
The Bernie Madoffs.
Uh-huh.
Marc Dreier.
Yeah, just... Who?
Wait, who? Let me drop some knowledge on you, buddy.
Please.
He's our guy for today.
Oh, nice. So I'm going to learn who he is.
You're going to learn. So...
You must learn.
Marc Dreier, right? Mm-hmm. He was born in 1950.
Okay.
Grew up on the South Shore of Long Island in this like Tony area known as Five Towns.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was a refugee from Poland.
Okay.
Who came here, escaping the war. He owned a chain of movie theaters. Total American success story.
All right.
And Mark, he wanted to take after his dad. He could. From an early age, he was super ambitious. He was voted most likely to succeed in high school. He had charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Wow, the mafia would call him an earner.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, talent.
I heard.
So
I'm not
he was a super smart kid.
Yes.
He went to Yale for undergrad.
Yes.
Graduated from Harvard Law in 1975.
I have your drag queen references. Don't go past me, Elizabeth.
I'm just singing you a little RuPaul. This guy was a superstar.
Yes.
And he was hired by Rosenman and Collin, Freund, Lewis, and Cohen.
If you say so.
Right? I could just be making half that up. But it's a good-sized litigation firm.
Okay.
And he made his name there, like, being, like, super hard worker, super likable, like, quick thinker.
Oh, yeah. And he's lucky to be, like, in his early 30s when the 80s kick off. I mean, yeah.
Yes. He was really well regarded. Someone said, quote, he was a very smart, hardworking guy, funny, personable, part of the social mix. But like, it's that quick thinking that really did it for people.
Okay.
Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. So he made partner in short order.
Okay.
Like just fast tracking it. He married an associate. In 1989, he jumped ship and he went to the New York office of Fulbright and Jaworski. And he became co-head of litigation there.
Okay. Once again, if you say so.
If you say so. Same. I'm reading it. I'm like, well, okay. 6 years later.
Only Jaworski, I know he was a quarterback of the Eagles.
Yeah, and Fulbright, that's a scholarship.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
So 6 years later, he's like, I'm out of here. He moves firms again. Now, this is kind of like, that's a little bouncing around. This time he does about 2 years at Duker and Barrett. Okay.
Not Duker and Barrett.
You say so. The founding partner, William Duker, he later wound up pleading guilty to 4 counts of fraud called, quote, one of the most serious cases of legal fraud ever prosecuted.
Them Duker boys.
Like, dang, right? So, like, doesn't matter. 1996, Dreier and a lawyer buddy of his in Florida named Neil Barrett's, they founded a firm, Dreier and Barrett's.
Okay.
And then Dreier, he later went solo with Dreier LLP. So by the early 2000s, Dreier had restructured this firm like over and over again into this weird beast that people hadn't seen before.
How so?
He became the sole master. So partners in the firm weren't really partners.
Yeah, it's LLP, right? Limited Liability Partnership.
Right. So he ran the joint and they did the legal work without saying anything.
Yeah.
And he told him this was a feature, not a bug. Like, don't worry your pretty little heads about the business side of things. Just get to lawyering.
I got that covered.
Get your lawyering. Get in those courtrooms and work. And so the lawyers, they came on for 3-year contracts.
What?
Yeah. And they had fixed salaries.
So no one's trying to make partner here.
No. Well, I mean, I think you could though, but so you could maybe extend your 3 years.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
It doesn't sound.
Nothing makes sense. So they had fixed salaries.
Sounds like churn and burn.
They could make bonuses, like if they did real rainmaking and like brought in all these clients.
If they have fixed salaries and they're not working off of their hours.
The billables, no, it doesn't sound like it. The money that some of them were making though was like stunning, like $50,000 every 2 weeks.
What?
$100,000 a month.
How?
Lawyering.
Dude, 1.2
Doing
million a year, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is in the early aughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. In exchange, Dreier was the only one who knew what was up with the money side of things. But they're not complaining. They're like, look at me pulling all this cash in.
I don't ask where the hand that fed me.
And the thing is,
where's it been? It doesn't matter.
This didn't attract side eyes. It attracted heavy hitters in the legal community.
Really?
They wanted in on this. Larry Stein was this major entertainment lawyer. He joined. He came from Hollywood.
What?
Brought all his current clients with him.
Wow.
Luminaries of stage and screen like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and Hilary Duff.
Wow. So child actors.
A-list. And so in addition though, like, so then he has all these other clients that either Dreier rakes in or all of his little minions, right?
Yeah.
Harry Connick Jr., Maria Sharapova, Elvis Costello.
Huh. What an interesting
John
mix.
Bon Jovi. 50 Cent.
What? That surprises me. Curtis Jackson, you know better than this.
And
get yourself a real lawyer, son.
He likely connected in the next group, Echo and the Bunnymen. He brought them in.
What the hell?
Bill Cosby.
Dear Lord.
Yeah. And then Justin Timberlake.
So people who needed lawyers is what you're telling me.
Justin Timberlake. And
is Tiger Woods going to be on this list?
They likely kept the cops from ruining the tour.
Hey, which tour?
The world tour. So by 2007, Dreier LLP occupied 10 floors of a Park Avenue building. They had more than 250 lawyers all over the country working for them.
Okay.
The firm had $90 million in revenue in 2007.
All right.
And
they're not an investment type lawyer.
No.
They're just doing
they're doing everything.
Trusts and stuff.
They're doing BKs, they're doing bankruptcies, they're doing entertainment, they're doing mergers and acquisitions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were showing at the same time losses of about $1 million a month. in that same year. That's not good. That's not good.
That's not good, Bob.
So let's go back to 2002.
Okay, please. I know that year.
This is when, we can, I feel firmly on the ground now.
I'm rooted.
I'm no longer floating in the air. This is when he established the firm and its unorthodox structure.
Uh-huh.
How could he pay these lawyers what he was paying them, Zaron?
I do not know, Elizabeth, but I'm guessing there was some hinky crime involved.
Well, you need money to grow the business.
Totally. You need a cash flow.
It takes money to make money.
Totally. Income, outflow.
He later said, quote, "The banks all turned me down. I had no assets, no credit history." So he took a gamble.
Drug money?
He did something called factoring receivables. And that's when you borrow money against future income.
So like an annuity?
Nah, I don't think that's the same thing.
Okay.
So he was getting loans not on like physical collateral, but on what could possibly be.
Oh, what Mary Kate could earn next year.
What you may charge Mary Kate in the next year.
Okay.
So it's not with like an annuity. There's going to be a specific payout. This is like,
you're like,
I think I can drum up enough business for X amount of dollars.
I think Elvis Costello is going to be worth $5 million next year.
Elvis Costello might shoplift and I'll get to represent him, and then I'm just going to rack up the charges.
They do have a lot of clients who've had legal trouble, so I can
so
see how this may play
sense.
out. If you're going to turn that into essentially a bond.
Yeah, so it's a betting on what could possibly be. That comes with really steep interest rates.
Oh.
Obviously, I mean, it's a risk. It's a gamble.
I'm learning, though.
Yeah, so in the summer of 2003, Marc Dreier, he's walking on a beach in the Hamptons, as you do.
Okay,
And he had an epiphany.
Oh, no.
According to Vanity Fair, quote, he found himself staring at a palatial beachfront home. His own house was inland. He'd always wanted one right on the beach. It was in that moment, Dreier says, that he came to two conclusions. He would buy himself a big house on this beach, and he would get the money by dramatically expanding his firm.
Okay.
Isn't that inspiring, Sarah? Didn't you have an epiphany hearing that?
Dude, I'm over here rising and grinding.
Look at you. That is illegal. All right. So then at this time, one of his biggest, most reliable clients was a guy named Sheldon Salo.
Don't know that one.
He was a fully self-made man. His dad had been a bricklayer.
Okay.
But Sheldon, he went to NYU, and he was another like son of Jewish immigrants, like hard scrabble.
Good on you, Sheldon.
He went to NYU, studied architecture, but dropped out. This is like just after World War II. He realized that he could make a fortune without getting a degree.
Okay.
Because there were all these opportunities bubbling up at that time in New York City.
Post-World War II. Okay.
So his dad helped him get a loan, and he bought a big apartment building. And then that was generating money, and so he developed a shopping center. And from there, it was just one project after another. Right at the time,
that was the birth of the suburbs.
Exactly.
I got you.
And they're building post-war buildings like that. There's more development within Manhattan. And so he's just projects, luxury apartments on the Upper East Side. That's where he really started to focus.
Okay. He's not doing Levittown. He's doing inside Manhattan.
Exactly. And focusing on the Upper East Side.
I got you.
He became a real estate magnate in Manhattan, and eventually he found himself worth $4.4 billion.
That's with a B, Elizabeth.
With a B, son of a bricklayer.
Wow.
God bless. And he was a serious art collector, too. But the real detail about him, the one that is super relevant to this story, is that he was crazy litigious.
Oh.
Like he loved lawsuits. Like sue me, sue you.
Yeah.
So by the time he was working with Dreier.
It was like a business move for him? Or is it a personal thing?
Both.
Okay.
It was both. So he's working with Dreier as his attorney. By that point, he'd been involved in more than 200 lawsuits.
Oh, wow. How many lawsuits have you been involved in?
0.
I've been involved in, I think, 1.
Yeah, 0 for me. He's like that Jackson 5 Can You Feel It video where they're spreading the gold over the land. That's him with lawsuits. Can you feel it? And it's just spread. That's all I see in my head on a loop. Okay, so give me some examples here.
Please.
1975, he sued Avon.
The makeup company?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they had offices in his building on West 57th Street.
Was Avon not paying their rent?
Well, the reason that he filed suit is because they had been calling the building the Avon building. And they didn't own it. He did. And so he was like, you got to stop doing this. They're like, what does it even matter, dude? And he sued them. Well, then, of course, like, that gets dismissed because it's silly.
Yeah, I don't think
Then he sued them again.
For what?
Because their lease expired, and they were like, we don't want to deal with you anymore. And they left.
For breach of contract?
No, they just said, the lease is expired, and you're horrible, and we're going to find a new... Well, no, he says that they left the place in worse condition than when they moved in.
Oh, wow.
And so
they
settled for $6.2 million.
They settled. They're like, we don't want to deal with this. This is a cost of doing business.
Will you shut up money.
Yeah, go away, and never talk to us again.
That's a lot of coral lipstick, but it's worth it.
Well, they probably had it because they weren't like Mary Kay giving out the pink Cadillacs.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're like, we got a little FU money.
They're like all these little high school girls running around with the magazines in the lunchroom. I mean, I may have seen some of that going on in my high school.
At your girls' school?
Like the Contraband Avon magazines.
Did you ever buy any?
Oh, no. I really, the thing was...
The look you just gave me.
Well, part of it is I was not allowed to wear makeup.
At school or at home?
At home. Like my mom and my grandma were like...
Yeah, we don't do that.
They had this whole thing like, well, the point of makeup is to look young. And you already look way younger than you are. You look like you're 8 and you're in high school. So let's not do that. That's creepy. Okay. And so, I mean, I remember begging for clear mascara. And they're like, oh, whatever, freak. Yeah, you can wear clear mascara. But yeah, they didn't want me wearing makeup.
I didn't know the goal of makeup was to look young. I thought it was to like enhance features.
Well, for those two Erno Laszlo devotees, the whole point of makeup is to look young.
I know it is.
A young, refreshed version of yourself. And guess what? I'm that now.
You're now the Ernest Laszlo
devotee. Of course. But also it's like the notion, I like the kind of French makeup thing where it's the no makeup makeup.
Yeah,
So I didn't need that when I had, youthful skin.
Dewy skin. And
exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, Avon.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't buy any, but I'm guessing you bought a lot
Tons.
of it.
Mostly eyeliner.
So another lawsuit.
Yes.
This dude sued his friend, a real estate tycoon named Peter Calico.
Okay. If you say so, I'm into it.
Or Calico.
Sure.
Kalikow.
Calico. That's how I go.
Whatever. I want to be known as a tycoon. I'm a podcast tycoon. Salo loaned his buddy Peter $7 million in the mid-90s. And Peter was like, great, thank you. And then turned around and paid it back early. It was like, I just needed you to spot me. That's great. And no, Salo was like, no, that's not great. Because I was counting on the 9% interest that I'd get when the loan went to the end of term. Sued him.
He sued him for
paying back early.
A loan early.
Yeah.
There's a level of business I will never understand.
I know.
We're deep in it right now.
That suit got dismissed. So there's Salo and his lawyer, Dreier. Dreier is one of his principal litigators at this point, and that's good business, obviously.
Clearly.
From 1998 to 2006, Dreier handles most of his lawsuits, and they have this extensive working relationship. Dreier gets like a super deep familiarity with Salo's company, with his finances, even like the office layouts.
Because he's doing all this legal work for him, so
he knows all the time.
He knows where the bodies are buried.
But then Dreier later told Vanity Fair that, quote, his work for Salo damaged Dreier's reputation and left him deeply resentful.
Oh, because he's so contentious?
Filing all these stupid lawsuits.
I got you.
So then one evening in 2004, Dreier had an adventure in Excel spreadsheets.
That sounds nasty.
I can't stand Excel. I mean, it's useful, and I know people who know all manner of tricks and they can make life easier. But Excel, PowerPoint, and Teams can all die in a fire.
Do you know that I think I can count on one hand how many times I've used all of those?
You're a very lucky man.
Except for Teams videos. I do the Microsoft Teams videos. I've had to do that because people send me invites. And then spreadsheets, when you send me spreadsheets, I've had to look at them.
Well, it's like the case log and the...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's one spreadsheet you look at, and that's what all of the episodes... Yeah.
So if you only say that I use that one, I'm still on my handful.
Well, so Dreier made a spreadsheet. We've all done it, except for you.
Except for me.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
Except his was full of falsehoods. He built up a fake Salo Realty financial statement.
Okay.
And it wasn't just like for fantasizing. He wanted to show it to a hedge fund. And he looked at statements of other firms and basically just used those as a template. And since he had a bunch of documents for Salo, thanks to all the lawsuits, he mocked up a statement under Salo's auditor's letterhead.
Okay.
And then drew up a promissory note. One for $20 million.
Oh, no.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out what he did with that note.
Yeah.
Zaron.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so when we left off, Marc Dreier sitting in his office
Got
one
the
night,
spreadsheet,
tinkering around, flicking around on the Excel spreadsheet, sliding into the sheets, and he makes up a fake statement,
promissory notes, and
promissory note, $20 million. So then he goes through a friend to this hedge fund called Amaranth. And he said, "Hey, it's me, Marc Dreier. I work for Sheldon Salo."
Oh, okay.
And that's not unusual. They're used to getting these calls.
Sure, yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, Sheldon wants to sell this note to fund some expansions." Amaranth's like, "Okay, cool. Do you want it in 20s, 50s, 100s?"
Really?
Yeah. And there was a big interest payment after a year. Dreier's like, "Okay, that sounds fine." So that was so easy, the easiest $20 million ever. So this from this 2009 interview with Vanity Fair, quote, "You rationalize your behavior," he says. "Mr. Salo was a difficult client whom I had served with enormous hours, with enormous stress and sacrifice. I felt, for good reason, underappreciated. I felt a little victimized. I had gone out on a limb for him, and I felt like he cut off the limb. For a moment, it appears Dreier will lose his composure. That's childish to say. It doesn't justify anything," he goes on. "But at the time, I didn't believe I was being treated fairly." He takes a deep breath. "I had a good relationship with Mr. Salo. I had a lot of affection for Mr. Salo. Obviously, I exploited that. I betrayed Mr. Salo. That's a terrible thing to do."
Sir, you're right. It is childish, and it doesn't justify anything.
Justify it. So, well, good observation. So, Sheldon, he doesn't know anything about the note.
Oh, my goodness.
He knows nothing of it.
The most litigious client he has. He's like, let me screw that guy.
Yeah, I'm looking to get sued. So since the first one was so easy, Dreier went for another. And then another.
From Salo.
Yeah.
Not other clients.
No.
Oh, man.
And because this guy is this billionaire, and he's just like.
So he sees him as like, he'll never notice. What's $20 million to a billionaire?
And he was so deep in with that organization.
He can kind of hide it.
Yeah. So he pushed fake notes in amounts anywhere from $40 million to $60 million. Wow. And he starts racking it up. He gets to like $200 million in total at this point.
Oh my
And it wasn't just fake letterhead. Like he drew up all sorts of materials and documents. He had fake emails, fake signatures.
And is he basically now pushing paper for Salo to sign if he's not looking into the details? Oh, he's just burying it.
He's signing it as Salo.
Oh, jeez.
According to New York Magazine, quote, "If anyone asked to meet someone in the Salo organization, Dreier would arrange conference calls with people posing as Salo executives. He set up phone lines at his law firm. He created fake email addresses. He kept hard-to-trace, no-contact cell phones, quote, burners like Tony Soprano used in a box in his office."
Like Tony Soprano.
Yeah, so he's got
I love the reference.
Right? So he's got some Soprano burners in his office. The first $20 million forgery was, in Dreier's own later words, the original sin from which everything else cascaded.
Ah, yes.
He told 60 Minutes, quote, "I recognized in the last couple of years that what I saw as a $20 million mistake had grown into a mistake of a few $100 million. And then I did some increasingly irrational things because I wasn't thinking clearly."
Increasingly irrational. Yeah. So you're 200 million deep.
That's right. So the fraud grew more and more elaborate, more multi-layered. Between 2004 and 2008, he raised like $700 million from this ruse.
Okay, mistakes were made.
I got a little, I don't know. My head was just buzzing.
I got excited. I was hearing music.
But in order to keep things moving, he had to pay back some of the earlier deals.
Yeah. So he's busy using like a faulty credit line.
Well, he did it up Ponzi style.
Oh, no.
So when you factor in the repayments to earlier participants so they get made whole, then the net losses inflicted on victims comes to like $400 million.
So at this point, he's got other clients he's doing the same Salo thing to?
It's all with Salo, but he's going to
Salo?
different hedge funds and investors.
Oh, the people who he's selling the promissory notes to.
Yeah, saying that like Salo's
he's got to get new ones.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's spreading it wide.
I got you.
And then when they're like, oh, it's about time to pay up, he's like, oh, here you go.
And he's sold another round to somebody else. And he's just kicking it down.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. I don't have a head for business.
He was putting all the money to use. And not just in paying the lawyers on staff. He bought an $11 million home right on the water in the Hamptons, just like he'd wanted, Zaron.
Look at him.
Whew, it was 7,000 square feet.
Check out real life Jay Gatsby.
2.5 acres, right? 8 bedrooms, 8 baths, tennis court, beach access. And then it had like a little cottage behind it that's larger than most people's homes.
It's not a cottage.
3,000 square feet, 4 beds, 5 baths, direct beach access, and a pool.
So he had a mansion behind his mansion.
Yes. He tootled around in an Aston Martin. During the week, he rode in a chauffeur-driven Mercedes 500.
Okay.
He had a $10.4 million penthouse apartment overlooking Le Cirque.
Oh, wow.
And then there was Seascape.
What's Seascape?
His 120-foot yacht.
Oh, of course.
And that set him back $18 million.
How did I not see that coming?
He kept it docked in St. Martin, had a crew of 10 on retainer there all the time.
A crew of 10 for his ship.
Yeah. He co-hosted annual charity events with like former New York Giants star Michael Strahan. And
that man got no sense.
None. And then they would bring in all these performers. Diana Ross, client John Bon Jovi, Alicia Keys.
Oh, Empire State of Mind, girl, huh? All right.
But the most culturally significant dimension of all of these fraudulent assets was the world-class art collection that he assembled.
Oh, wow.
$40 million worth of art.
Whew.
And
was it good art? Was it art you like and respect?
Yes.
Okay.
There were more than 100 works, including Chair with Book on Red Carpet by David Hockney, First Painting with Bottle by Roy Lichtenstein, Blue Jackie, White Jackie, and Jackie Profile Looking Down by Andy Warhol,
wow.
Portrait of a Girl by Pablo Picasso, Grand Mosque by Henri Matisse, Big Thief by Tom Otterness, as well as... This one is just killing me. And he had like a bunch of Damien Hirst stuff.
Okay.
A 2006 high-definition Salma Hayek video by Soho photographer Robert Wilson. Okay.
High definition
High def.
Salma
She's in
Hayek
4K.
video.
Yeah. And that brings us up to 2008.
Was it like, wait, this time is she doing like Frida Kahlo?
Well, is it like a Matthew Barney style video?
Yeah, is it like,
is
it like Bjork is rolling around in the oil?
And then she's got like large horns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So 2008, that's where we are now. We had a bit of a financial crisis that year. I don't know if you heard about it.
I remember.
Things were rough, particularly in New York finance.
Or in my case, construction.
Well, they were rough all over. Let's just be really honest. But those high flyers in New York City, they took quite a hit. Credit lines tightened up. Hedge funds were forced to call in the money owed to them. Zaron, it was horrible.
Oh, yeah. No, I took the whole year. I took the whole year off. Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Yeah. I mean, I know people who lost everything, but the hedge funds had to call in the money.
They really had a hard time in their mansions.
Those hedge funds, those are the ones that like Marc Dreier had been conning.
Right. Can they call in their stuff early?
Yeah, they didn't want more paper. Yeah. They wanted cash.
They're like, settle up, son.
And the problem is that Dreier was in no way liquid.
Doesn't sound like it.
And he couldn't get liquid because he'd been floating more notes.
Yeah, it's not like he can sell a boat to get liquid.
Well, and he can't keep... Now they're not taking the notes. They're not buying. So he dipped into his clients' escrow accounts.
Oh,
I know, to repay his debts. And then that got like he pulls in another like $700 million. October of 2008, one of the hedge funds wants its money back. He begs for an extension until the end of the year. The fund was like, we'll give you a few weeks, but there's a catch. I want to meet with the big wigs at Salo Realty. They'd only met with Dreier.
Yeah.
They want to speak to the bosses.
Sure.
Zaron.
Because they wanted to get like basically a promise from them face to face.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, and I'm gonna this is I want to deal directly with the guy who's making the
I don't want to talk to
decisions.
his lawyer. I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zaron, close your eyes.
Oh, wow. My eyes are closed.
I want you to picture it. You are Kosta Kovachev, the son of two doctors who immigrated from Serbia in 1964 and set up practices in New York City. You were born in Belgrade. Educated at Columbia University and Harvard Business School, you joined Morgan Stanley in 1987. On paper, your background is distinguished. In real life, you operate on the margins of the financial world. You left Morgan Stanley after 5 years and eventually voluntarily gave up your broker's license in 2002. By the mid-2000s, you were unemployed. You had no fixed address. In 2006, the Securities and Exchange Commission filed a civil suit against you, accusing you and a bunch of other dudes from pulling a Ponzi scheme. You did not cooperate with investigators, and as a result, you eventually paid over $350,000 in penalties and interest to settle the whole thing. Make it go away. Your lawyer for that? Marc Dreier. So now you are a semi-permanent fixture in Dreier's orbit. You're his off-the-books guy. You get things done. Today, it's October 15th, 2008. You're sitting in the back of a Mercedes 500 idling outside of 9 West 57th Street, the offices of Salo Realty. Beside you sits Marc Dreier. He gets out of the car and heads for the glossy revolving doors that lead to the tastefully opulent lobby of the building. The driver's listening to classical music on a low volume, the New York Times crossword in his lap. You know that Dreier's on his way to the 45th floor to Sheldon's office. The plan is for him to go to the receptionist and say he has an appointment. He doesn't, but everyone in the office knows him and they won't doubt him. They'll work him into the calendar. Then he's going to ask to wait in the conference room so he can get some work done. As soon as that happens, your Nokia phone chimes. It's Dreier. He tells you to come on up. Meet him at the reception area on the 45th floor. You hop out of the Mercedes into the bustle of the street and walk into the building. You ride the elevator up to the 45th floor, smoothing your suit. When it dings open, you see Dreier and exchange formal handshakes. He guides you into the conference room. You get settled while Dreier goes back out to the reception area and waits. You look through the glass panel walls and see Dreier stand to greet two guys in suits. Expensive suits. They head for the conference room and walk in. You stand and extend your hand. Stephen Cherniak, CEO of Salo Realty. Thanks for coming in, you say. They shake your hand and introduce themselves. You all take seats around the large wooden table, its reflective surface mirroring back the fluorescent light panels above it. Okay, you say, let's talk turkey. Papers are passed back and forth. Dreier explains some nonsense to these fools, these marks. You glance out at the lobby and your blood runs cold. Walking by is none other than Stephen Cherniak, CEO of Salo Realty. Crap. He looks over at the conference room. Dreier looks at your face, now drained of color, and then follows your gaze to the reception area. He and the real Cherniak make eye contact. Dreier smiles. Cherniak nods and keeps walking. You exhale. 20 minutes later, you and Dreier stand in the lobby of the building, having bid the investors farewell and thank you. When they're safely out of sight, the two of you scurry out to the Mercedes and tell the driver to go. You zip off into the mayhem of West 57th Street. Got him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is 2008. Like, they have the internet with images and everything. It's like, we can look up Steve Cherniak.
Yeah, no. So, November 2008. Now, they got away with it. They got that money.
I can't believe that they got away with it.
And like the next month.
My heart would have came out of my throat.
Oh, could you imagine? That's who you're supposed to be. 1 month later, the U.S. Attorney's Office starts an investigation on Dreier. One of the hedge funds that he'd sold a note to had started to do, finally, a bit of due diligence.
Oh, they remembered.
Yeah. And according to Vanity Fair, they, quote, contacted Salo Realty's auditor, Burden LLP, to obtain financial data. Burden executives were confused. They didn't know anything about any Salo Realty notes. They called Sheldon Salo himself, who didn't either. A Burden attorney named Thomas Manciero began investigating. One of the hedge funds turned over a Salo financial statement Dreier had supplied. It was clearly forged. So Manciero, he reaches out to Dreier, and now Dreier's like, oh, they're closing in on me. Because he's like, what's the deal with this?
Like, we found this smoking gun, and your handprints are all over it.
Somehow, while this is going down, he goes to sell another note. Dreier does. This one for $50 million.
I am not cut out for this world.
It's so stressful.
How do you, like, the fact that that's it, not only is his thought, but then he carries it out. I understand having the thought.
Yeah.
He's like, I got, like, what? Does he need, like, traveling money?
He told, well, he's got a boat. So he told the new hedge fund that the note was issued by the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, OTPP.
Okay.
A former client of his.
Sure.
This is down low, right? So the deal goes forward, but the hedge fund wanted a representative from OTPP to sign the papers in person.
I'm glad. Somebody.
Yeah. And so in a moment of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, Dreier flew to Toronto to pull off what would be his final deception.
Really?
Yeah. So while all of this is going on, one of the bankruptcy lawyers at his firm was like, hey, I need to get some money out of the escrow account. How much? $38.5 million. See, I've got a client. He wants to use some of the escrowed funds to pay his creditors. Zaron, there was not even $20 million in it. Let alone 38.5, which should have only been a portion.
Which was the client's money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that gets filed under oof.
Yeah, I bet.
Can you imagine owing $38.5 million? And that's not, he's going to pay some of the creditors, not all. Oh, yeah. It makes me like, I'm getting sweaty. Anyway, this really put the pressure on the OTPP deal needing to go through. He's got to get that $50 million from them.
Sure.
So according to CNBC, Dreier flew to Toronto to meet the hedge fund rep at the OTPP offices. He first met with an OTPP lawyer named Michael Padfield and took his business card. And then he asked to use a conference room while waiting for his private jet. So, like, note to self, that's a great excuse to use a room.
I need to use.
Like, I got to sit somewhere while I wait for my private jet.
They're still cleaning my private jet, and they're loading up the snacks.
So Dreier pulled the same sort of switcheroo as he had with Salo, but he didn't have Costa COVID check with him this time.
He just used the business card?
Him, yeah.
He's like, look here.
So he hung out
card.
in the OTPP lobby until he saw Howard Steinberg, the hedge fund executive, arrive. He goes up to him, introduces himself as Michael Padfield, gives him Padfield's card, like hot sheets the card, like it's his own.
I love
and
that.
And he's like,
move.
follow me to the conference room. Come right this way.
Hot damn.
But there was a problem.
No.
See, as Vanity Fair tells it, quote, Steinberg suddenly asked if Dreier knew another OTTP lawyer's extension. Apparently, the two men were acquainted. Dreier reluctantly read off the number, at which point Steinberg rose, asked for a moment, and stepped outside. Dreier realized he was about to call this other lawyer, who of course knew nothing about the meeting or the note. If the two men spoke, it was all over. Dreier watched as Steinberg began dialing a phone in the lobby. As he did, Dreier yanked up a conference room phone and, in a bid to somehow prevent the two from speaking, dialed the other lawyer as well. He called the guy, I called the guy, Dreier recalls with a sigh. He beat me to it. Dreier cut off his call, knowing the end was near. When Steinberg returned to the conference room, Dreier says, I could see he was suspicious. It was the questions he asked me and the look he gave me. He asked several questions about personnel at Ontario teachers, which indicated he was suspicious.
Yeah, I think.
And then the article goes on, sensing the worst, Dreier hurriedly signed the legal papers, then excused himself for a moment. But instead of returning, he headed for the elevator and left the building.
He phoned a bomb threat in
When
and
he
left
was
the
gone,
building.
Steinberg approached the receptionist and asked her a simple question. Was that Michael Padfield? No, said the receptionist. It wasn't. Let's take a break. When we get back, we're going to find out about how OTPP handles their business. Zaron.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so we got Dreier.
Is he like on the way to his boat at this point and just headed for like St. Kitts?
Don't forget, he's waiting for the private jet. I don't know. So now, okay, everyone knows he's faking it.
Yes.
OTPP was not playing. They called the cops.
I bet.
So they didn't just like, oh, this is so stunning, and call other legal.
But did they
people.
call like the police in Canada, or did they call?
Yeah, they're
the
in
police
Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, hello, Toronto police. We got a creeper up.
Are they
going to
like shut down the airports?
No,
and be
they
like,
showed up. And they arrested him for criminal impersonation.
Oh, he was still in the building.
So the big dog at Dreier LLP has been arrested up Canada way. Whole place is under investigation by the feds already.
Yeah.
And since Dreier was the only one who really knew the financial workings of the firm, things started to fall apart.
Oh, right.
So like they couldn't make payroll. They couldn't make the rent on the office space.
Ooh.
And then in what is probably the most shocking, disgusting development of this whole saga. I mean, I don't even know how to tell you this. It's unbelievable.
I bet you can try.
The office Christmas party at the Waldorf Astoria was canceled.
I knew you could do it.
I know. When I read that, I went into the bathroom and I turned off the lights and I played Paint It Black at full volume on my phone, and I just scribbled on my face with a Sharpie. I'll never be the same after hearing that news, Zaron.
You seem changed.
The Waldorf Astoria Christmas party was canceled.
Is there no justice, no peace in this world?
Shambles. Everything's in a shambles. So don't worry, though, because Dreier's 19-year-old son, Spencer, was there to calm the waters.
Does he do like magic?
He was an illusionist.
I consider myself more of a mentalist.
This is even better.
Yeah.
He went to the firm to deliver a message on behalf of his father.
The 19-year-old.
The 19-year-old.
His name's Spencer.
Spencer. Per New York Magazine, quote, he said no one should be deserting his father because his father gave them so much, says someone who was there. It was bizarre. The lawyers in the room were livid. One even started shouting, I'm not going to listen to you. You have no place in here. This is a partnership meeting. You're not a partner. So it looks like charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent run in the family. That's what I'm going to say on that.
Can you imagine being there? Some 19-year-old comes in and says, you know who my father is. You need to respect him. He put food on your table and your table.
He has robbed you all blind, and you need to thank him for it. So Dreier posted bail, Dreier Sr., Papa. He posted bail in Canada, flew back to New York.
Okay.
And then he got arrested on the tarmac and charged with fraud. Zing! And then he's placed under house arrest.
I knew they were going to get him at an airport.
So then the legal collapse was like swift and complete. Dreier pleaded guilty in May of that year to 1 count of conspiracy to commit securities and wire fraud.
Okay.
1 count of securities fraud, 5 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of money laundering. And he appeared before this judge, Judge Jed Rakoff, for sentencing. And the language from the bench was damning.
Oh, hit him.
Like, I love when they go
yes,
like all
they
in
show
on
their
this.
literary cred.
Yeah.
Hit him, Rakoff.
He said, he has disgraced the honorable profession of law. There are 100 good reasons why Mr. Dreier should be jailed. By his own admission here today, he has shown that he is to be ranked with those who have committed some of the most egregious frauds in history.
And then he sentenced him to 12 months.
Well, prosecutors wanted 145 years.
Oh, damn.
Right? Consecutive maximum sentences on all the counts.
God, that's the most I've ever heard for financial crimes.
And their reasoning was for sacrificing a, quote, rewarding and productive life as a lawyer for a life of fraud that bilked hedge funds and doomed his Park Avenue law firm.
Mm-hmm. And post-2008, they were a little pissy. They were kind of looking to punish somebody.
Yeah, and the judge was like, that's a little rough, you guys.
Of course.
And so in his assessment, he concluded that Dreier was, quote, no Mr. Madoff, and sentenced him to 20 years.
Oh, 20?
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to do 5.
And he had to go in immediately.
20
years.
Ddamn.
And so Dreier addressed the court directly. He
said,
that's
a real sentence.
That's a serious, but he's no Mr. Madoff. Dreier said, quote, I'm sorry, deeply sorry for the harm and the sadness that I have caused to so many people. That sounds hollow.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So the judge said of the fraud, quote, it is a huge fraud by any standard other than the Madoff standard.
He's always bringing in Madoff. The high watermark for him?
The comparison to Madoff was like repeatedly invoked at sentencing.
Apparently ripped from the headlines.
And the prosecutors were like, look, it was smaller than Madoff's in its operational brazenness, but like he had all these other things, personal impersonations.
Yeah.
He went to foreign countries. He forged signatures.
The flagrant, yeah.
They're like, he has criminal creativity that Madoff didn't have.
Totally.
So they put Dreier on house arrest before sentencing.
Oh, poor Spencer.
And that became the subject of a documentary in 2011.
Wait, his house arrested?
Called Unraveled. Oh, and I did not watch it, so I apologize for that.
That's gotta be all the way live.
Yeah.
If they can make a documentary about you being stuck in your home.
It was directed by Marc Simon. I just knew that I would I'm already
mad at him.
So easily angered.
Yeah.
I didn't need that.
Oh, yeah,
you
don't need that agita.
No. So it was directed by Marc Simon, who's a former Dreier LLP lawyer.
Oh.
He was captured Dreier on film during the last 2 months of home confinement, because they had known each other for 6 years.
Okay.
And Dreier...
So it's kind of like Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, where he's just sitting in his couch talking and being real.
Dreier, according to Simon, also needed money to pay for the 24-hour armed guards that were part of his agreement with the federal court. And he kind of saw the documentary as his last chance to get his side of the story out to the public and make people think that he wasn't a bad person.
Oh, good luck with that.
And so it aired in the UK under the title The $750 Million Thief on BBC4 in September of 2012.
Okay.
Dreier served his sentence at FCI, Federal Correctional Institute, Sandstone in Minnesota.
So in 2012, so we're now into the Zuccotti Park 1%, Occupy Wall Street era. People are really mad.
People are mad.
This is $750 million thief. I could see this actually playing in BBC4.
Well, so he was supposed to get out June 30th, 2025.
Wait, 20 years.
20 years. Huh. But he got released on December 12th, 2024, 6 months early.
Okay.
When President Joe Biden commuted the sentences of almost 1,500 federal prisoners who had served home confinement.
Oh, he just got thrown in on the list?
Why? Joe, that is some malarkey if I've ever heard it. Come on, dude. 6 more months? Let him stew for another 6.
Yeah. Spencer, I guess he didn't do his full 20, so Spencer's not 40 years old.
But
he's getting up there, huh?
Yeah, he's like, my child is just like me. So Dreier himself offered the most candid assessment of his own psychology in his 2009 interview with 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Quote, I had an ambition that I needed to feed. I think I fell into the trap of wanting to be more successful than I was. I really wanted to distinguish myself. I wanted to be as important as I thought I was, deserved to be. And then he talks about how the image was tactical. Quote, it was clear to me that the more you showed people that you didn't need money, the easier it was to attract money. So having the trappings of success was a very important part of the plan.
He should have become a mob lawyer.
Right?
They would have appreciated his skills. He could have run stock bust outs or whatever the hell he wants to do.
But so then, what about all that stuff, all the trappings, right?
Yeah, that beach house, the
Everything.
mansion behind the mansion.
Court-appointed receivers, private investigators, government prosecutors, they all went to work tracking it down.
Huh.
The art collection was a cakewalk.
Yeah, imagine that in Seascape were easy.
It was spread between the firm's offices on Park Avenue and his various homes. They got the Mercedes SL500 and a BMW 650i at the Hamptons house.
Sure.
Well, one of the Hamptons houses, because it wound up he had 3. They got that Manhattan penthouse. He had land in the Lesser Antilles.
Okay.
Why not? And then there was Seascape, the yacht. They found that in a Caribbean port. The crew hadn't been paid in weeks. They were an unhappy bunch.
I bet.
Downright mutinous. 2 investigators went to the yacht, and they paid the crew. But when they tried to get the captain to sail the boat back to the U.S., according to the New York Times, quote, there was a hitch. Mr. Dreier's teenage son, Spencer, had called the captain and forbade him.
Who gives a rat's ass what Spencer says?
So then, Pops had to call down there and go ahead, sail it
the
back.
The investigators are legit.
Spencer's like, no, all my friends are coming down here.
I was planning a party.
Spencer. March 26, 2009, the court-appointed receiver disclosed that he had recovered more than $100 million in assets. $100 million. But even with that, there's still $300 million in investor funds missing.
300 million missing. So it's in offshore accounts.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Do you want to know my takeaways, Aaron?
Elizabeth, what's your ridiculous takeaway?
This whole thing is a story about the distance between image and reality. So there's the formality and the gravitas of Park Avenue offices and high degrees.
Looking over Le Cirque.
Yeah. And then the lowness of forged documents. You got a $40 million art collection and then you're just left with bear hooks on a wall. And you got a guy, he goes to Yale, Harvard, but he's also in handcuffs at LaGuardia. Then there's the image of what he thought his life was going to be like when he had tons of money.
Oh, yeah.
And then the reality of never being able to fully enjoy it because it wasn't his and it didn't exist.
Yes, and he had not earned it or finagled it legally.
And then my favorite part is the art.
How so?
Because there's that Tom Otterness sculpture called Big Thief that he owned.
Did you look at it?
Yeah, it is. The whole thing is so darkly ironic because Otterness is known for these cartoonish bronze figures that satirize capitalism, greed, and power. And a lot of his sculptures are public. They're in the subway system, a lot of public spaces that Dreier would never inhabit in New York. He would think he was too good for that. But he owned a work literally titled Big Thief. By an artist who spent decades mocking financial excess and the exploitation of the weak by the powerful. Don't you think that amused him, though? I think that it was a lack of self-awareness. I don't think it crossed his mind. I think it was an investment thing.
He just
and it looked
knew that
cool
statue was worth X dollars.
Yeah. I don't think that it was anything that it
wasn't a wry joke, a darkly amusing moment for him every time he looked at it.
No, Zaron, what's your takeaway?
Oh my goodness, I'm over here surprised. That's my takeaway.
I like to keep you on your toes.
My other ridiculous takeaway, Elizabeth, is I think the real victim is Spencer. Because that poor kid, he thought he was going to be a rich prick for the rest of his life.
I know.
Do you know who my dad is?
Right.
You can't take our boat. And then what happened? All of a sudden now he has to live off that $300 million that's secreted away offshore accounts.
I didn't investigate what happened to him, but I don't want to know because I have a feeling he's doing just fine.
I'm sure he is.
You know what we need now?
Yeah, what's that?
A talk back.
Hell yeah.
Talk backs. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Hey, rude dudes. This is your exhausted high school teacher and exhausted mother of teenagers coming at you. Thank you for your Mandelbaum episode. I had a student flip out on me today because I asked her to put away her phone. Side note, breaking the law in Ohio where I live. And I was frustrated and I needed a good laugh. Got in and belly laughed the whole way home. Thank you for what you do. Bye.
Oh my God. Thank you for your service.
Seriously.
Like, no joke. That is, and
Mad
the phones
respect
in the
to the
classroom.
educators.
Yeah, seriously. I couldn't stand it. When I was teaching and they would have their phones out, it drove me nuts. But the worst, I found the one way I could nip it in the bud with guys is because they'd put it in their laps to text. And where I was in like stadium seating in a lecture hall, I'd be like, hold on. And I'd stop the class. I'm going to hope and pray there's a phone in your lap right now.
Oh, you made them look like they were
jerking it in class.
Okay, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah.
No. And so I'm not sure that works for high school stuff. But
I don't think you can imply that to high school students.
But like to go through all of that and like have be disrespected while you're doing your job and trying to do something good for people.
Totally. Something important.
I'm so
valuable.
glad we could like help you let off some steam on the way home.
Yes, it
you
is.
deserve it. And
thank
more.
you for what you do. In all honesty,
No, for serious.
We very, very greatly appreciate you. And F them kids. No, I can't say that.
I don't know how teachers are doing it right now.
Honestly, yeah.
Every teacher I know, every friend of mine who teaches is like really pushed to the limit.
Oh,
and
completely.
Yet, it's such an honor
and
for them.
Also without backup. It's not like the administration's taking their side.
No, and it's like, but
which was very different.
They take it so seriously what they do that they won't fall asleep on the job with it. You know what I mean?
They're still paying for supplies.
Yes.
They're paying money to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be, if I was a teacher, I'd be there with you remember that bag that Jack White had outside the show when we went to see him? And we had to put our phones in.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this?
Apparently they do that at a lot of schools now.
That's
and the
what I'm saying.
students are enjoying
They're
it.
cool
From
with
what
it.
they're like, oh, look, books. Like there are social benefits they realize.
I've seen teachers who are now making their students write their essays in class on typewriters.
That's awesome.
Literal old school typewriters, like click, click, clack.
When the parents talk about but what if something happens and I want, you know what, like.
That's what the school nurse is for. They can come and get you out of class, right? I mean,
we survived.
It seemed to work for decades.
We did just fine with that.
Yeah, no one missed any.
Trust your
emergencies.
kids too. You're raising a bunch of dinguses. Anyway, teachers, we applaud you. Every teacher hearing our voices, we applaud you. You're the best.
Thank you all.
That's it for today. You can find us online at ridiculouscrime.com. We're also at Ridiculous Crime on Bluesky and Instagram. YouTube, you can find us there at Ridiculous Crime Pod. Little animations and such. Email us at ridiculouscrime@gmail.com and then leave a talkback on the iHeart app. Reach out. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett, produced and edited by Captain of the Seascape Dave Kustin, starring Annalise Rutger as Judith. Research is by Ontario Teachers Union enforcer Marissa Brown and fraudulent art dealer Jabari Davis. The theme song is by senior partners at Dreier LLP, Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. Host wardrobe is provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkleshot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are alert receptionist Ben Bolin and discreet chauffeur Noel Brown.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.